Hello and welcome to Simply Explained English, the podcast where we make learning English easy and fun. I am Lisa.
And I am Eric. We explain common English words and phrases in simple language in each episode.
So let's start and make English simple together. Okay, what are the words today, Eric?
The first word today is ambitious. Then we will continue with ultimately and to suspend. Then to stick around. And the final one is to be on the go.
Okay, let's start with the first word, Eric.
The first word is ambitious.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. Ambitious means having a strong desire to be successful, achieve goals, or reach a high position in life.
That's right, Eric. When we say someone is ambitious, we mean they want to do great things and work hard to reach their goals.
Exactly. Now, let me give an example sentence. Sarah is very ambitious. She wants to become the CEO of a big company. It means that Sarah has big dreams and is working hard to reach a top position in a company.
Good example. Here's another one. My brother is ambitious about his music career. He practices guitar every day. It means that my brother really wants to succeed in music, so he works hard and practices a lot.
Great. It's important to note that we often use ambitious with the preposition about when talking about a specific area or goal. For example, he is ambitious about his studies.
We can also use ambitious with to, followed by a verb. For example, she is ambitious to start her own business.
Now, let's listen to a short dialogue using the word ambitious.
Hey, Emma. What are your plans after graduation?
I'm quite ambitious, actually. I want to start my own tech company.
Wow, that's really ambitious. Do you think it will be difficult?
Yes, but I'm determined. I've always been ambitious about my career.
That was a nice dialogue, Eric. I noticed they used ambitious twice. Once to describe Emma's big goal and once to talk about her attitude towards her career.
You're right, Lisa. What do you think about being ambitious? Is it always a good thing?
That's an interesting question, Eric. I think being ambitious can be good because it helps people work hard and achieve their dreams. But sometimes, very ambitious people might forget about other important things in life, like family or relaxation.
I agree with you, Lisa. It's important to have a balance. Do you know anyone who is very ambitious?
Yes, I do. My friend Jake is very ambitious. He wants to become a famous chef. He's always trying new recipes and entering cooking competitions.
That sounds exciting. How does Jake work on his ambition?
Well, he practices cooking every day. He also watches many cooking shows and reads cookbooks to learn new things.
That's a great example of ambitious people working hard to reach their goals.
I agree. Well, I think that's all we have time for with the word ambitious. Shall we move on to our next word?
Yes, let's do that. The next word is ultimately.
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 Great choice. What does ultimately mean, Eric?
It means in the end or finally. You use it when you are talking about the final result of something. Now, let's give some example sentences. Ultimately, they decided to move to a bigger house. It means that, in the end, after thinking about it, they choose to live in a larger house.
Perfect. The second example. She studied hard and ultimately passed the exam. It means that because she worked hard, she finally passed the test.
Good job, Lisa. Now, let's talk a bit about the grammar of ultimately. It's an adverb, so it usually goes before the verb or at the end of a sentence. You don't need to use any special prepositions with it.
Right, it's quite simple to use. How about we give a short dialogue using ultimately?
Sure. Let's set the scene. Jane and Tom are friends talking about their weekend plans.
Hey, Tom. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm not sure yet. I have a lot to do. But ultimately, I think I will visit my parents.
That sounds nice. Spending time with family is important.
Yes, I agree. What about you, Jane?
I have some work, but ultimately, I will relax at home.
That sounds like a good plan.
That was a nice dialogue. So, Eric, do you think Tom made the right choice?
Yes, I think so. Visiting family is always a good idea. What do you think, Lisa?
I agree. Family time is very important. And Jane's plan to relax at home is good too. It's important to relax.
Yes, we all need some rest. Do you use ultimately, Lisa?
Sometimes, especially when I talk about decisions. How about you?
Yes, I use it when I talk about final results. It's a very useful word.
Absolutely. And it's easy to use in sentences.
I agree. Okay, I think we covered it well. I hope our listeners find it easy to use ultimately now.
Yes, I hope so too, Eric. Okay, let's move on to our next word. What's the next word, Eric?
The next word is to suspend.
To suspend.
To suspend. To suspend is a verb. It means to stop something temporarily or to prevent someone from participating in an activity for a while. For example, the teacher decided to suspend the class due to the snowstorm.
It means that the teacher stopped the class temporarily because of the snowstorm.
Here's another example. The student was suspended for breaking the school rules.
It means that the student was prevented from attending school for a period of time because they broke the rules.
Now, let's briefly discuss some grammar related to suspend. This verb is often followed by a noun or pronoun. For example, to suspend the game or to suspend him.
Great. Now, let's have a short dialogue using the word suspend. In this dialogue, we'll have two friends, Tom and Sarah, talking about their soccer practice.
Did you hear that? The coach decided to suspend practice for the week?
Yes, I heard. Apparently the field is too muddy to use.
That's too bad. I was looking forward to it.
Me too. But it's better to wait until the field is safe. At least it's just suspended and not canceled.
Now, let's talk about our dialogue. Lisa, what do you think about the coach's decision to suspend practice?
Based on the dialogue, the coach suspended practice because the field was too muddy, which made sense for safety reasons. What do you think about Tom and Sarah's reaction?
Tom and Sarah are disappointed but understand the reason for suspending practice. Have you ever experienced something being suspended, Lisa?
Yes, my flight was once suspended due to bad weather. How about you, Eric?
My gym membership was suspended during the pandemic. Lisa, do you think suspending activities is sometimes necessary?
Yes. Suspending activities can be necessary for safety or other important reasons.
I agree. It's better to suspend something temporarily than to risk harm or failure. Do you know any other words that mean the same as to suspend?
Yes, words like postpone, delay, and interrupt have similar meanings. Okay, anything else you want to add about the word today, Eric?
Just remember that to suspend means to stop something temporarily or to prevent someone from participating in an activity for a while. It's a useful word to know in many situations.
That's right, Eric. Well, let's continue with the next word.
Okay, the next word is to stick around.
To stick around.
To stick around.
What does to stick around mean, Eric?
It is a phrasal verb. It means to stay somewhere and not leave. It's often used when you want to stay in a place for a bit longer.
That's right. To stick around is an informal phrase, and we often use it in casual conversations.
Yes, Lisa. Let me give an example sentence. After the meeting, I decided to stick around and talk to my colleagues. It means that after the meeting was finished, I chose to stay and chat with my colleagues.
That's a good example. I'll give another one. You should stick around for the party. It's going to be fun. It means you should stay for the party because it will be enjoyable.
Now, let's have a sample dialogue to show how to stick around can be used in a conversation.
Hey, Lisa, are you leaving the park soon?
No, I think I'll stick around for a bit longer. What about you?
Me too. I want to stick around and watch the sunset. It's really beautiful here.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's stick around together and enjoy the view.
That was a nice example, Eric. The phrase stick around was used twice in our conversation.
Yes, and it shows how we can use it in different sentences. Now, let's have a friendly chat about the dialogue.
Sure.
So, Lisa, why did Mark want to stick around and watch the sunset?
Well, I think sunsets are really beautiful and relaxing. What about Sarah?
I think she wanted to enjoy the nice weather and spend more time outside. It's always nice to relax at the park.
That's right.
Lisa, do you often stick around places after events?
Sometimes. If I'm having a good time or if I want to talk to friends, I like to stick around. How about you?
I do too, especially if the place is nice or if there are interesting people to talk to. It makes the experience better.
Absolutely. It's always fun to stick around and enjoy the moment. Well, I think we have explained to stick around very well today.
Yes, I agree. I hope our listeners found it helpful and now feel more confident using to stick around in their conversations.
All right, let's move on to our last word of today. What's the last word, Eric?
The last word today is on the go.
On the go.
On the go. Let's explain on the go to our listeners. This phrase means being busy, active, and moving from place to place. It's used to describe someone who doesn't have much free time and is always doing something or going somewhere.
That's right. We use this phrase when we want to talk about people who are very busy or always moving. Now, let me give an example sentence. Sarah is always on the go, rushing from work to the gym and then to meet friends. It means that Sarah is very busy and active. She goes from one activity to another without much rest or free time.
Here's my example. As a busy mom, I often eat breakfast on the go. It means that the mom is so busy that she doesn't have time to sit down for breakfast. She probably eats while traveling or doing other things.
Good point, Eric. Now let's listen to a short dialogue using on the go.
Hi, Emma. Want to grab lunch today?
Sorry, Tom. I'm on the go all day. I have back-to-back meetings.
Wow, you're really busy. Do you ever take a break?
Not often. Being on the go is normal for me during the work week.
Maybe we can meet for coffee sometime when you're less on the go?
That sounds great. I'll check my schedule and let you know.
That was a useful dialogue, Eric. Emma was too busy to have lunch because she was on the go all day.
Yes, that's right. She had many meetings and didn't have time for a proper lunch break.
Exactly. Eric, are you often on the go?
Sometimes, especially during the work week, I usually have a busy schedule with work, errands, and exercise. What about you, Lisa?
I'm not always on the go, but I have busy days too. I like to have some quiet time at home to relax.
That's a good balance. Do you think it's healthy to always be on the go?
I don't think it's healthy all the time. It's important to have rest and relaxation too. What do you think?
I agree. Being on the go can be exciting, but we also need time to rest and recharge.
That's true. On the go is a useful phrase for our listeners to describe busy, active lifestyles.
Absolutely. It's a common expression in English for talking about busy schedules and active people.
Well said, Eric. All right, we've reached the end of our episode today.
Yes, that's all for today's episode of Simply Explained English. We hope you found it helpful and fun.
Please subscribe and like the video and practice the words of today.
Join us next time for more simple explanations of English words and phrases.
Until then, keep practicing and keep learning. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.